So away and racing here, our women's A, 3,000 metres. It'll go Williams, Gertler, Schultz, Williams, Fraser, Shackloth, Morton, Rhodes, Rice, Phelan and Lonsdale in that order from inside out. They'll make their way through, try and find a clean set of heels here early in this 3,000. A couple here will also be chasing as fast a time as they can possibly get for that Ondieki 3,000 metres at the end of the year. Be an absolute cracker, along with that fresh on-track night. So we make our way through here now. Pace are doing a good job out in front. We'll just try and lead them through as comfortably as possible. And they'll string themselves out pretty easily here at the moment. All on a quick pace here too, it must be said. We'll get their split through 400 metres as they make their way up this back straight here at the moment, looking very comfortable. The first to get right behind there is Natasha Gertler of Collingwood. So she's more than happy to get behind our pacemaker here and string out the rest of this field. So through 400 metres, we'll sit it at about 75, 76 seconds. So not messing about here at all are these women. They are now make themselves into a pack of four. And they'll just try and separate and stick on our pacemaker here early. Not bad conditions here tonight to be able to run fast as well. At Box Hill, as we saw a barnstorming finish in that men's A3000. We might just see the same here with plenty of talent on display to kick off their 2023-2024 season at Box Hill. Says, just jump behind me here. I'll take you all the way through. I'll take you as far as we can. So these women now start to pack up just a little bit more now. Tucked in right behind nicely there's Bridget Rice, followed closely by Alexandra Schultz. The rest of the field now just has to do their best to bridge their way back up to this leading trio. The pacemaker doing a phenomenal job out in front, it must be said. Is this next group of three certainly one to watch? All the Shackloth as well, just off the back of them, so she can attach herself to this group, might be able to be brought right up to the front of this pack. To Wilson, it is leading it out here. We mentioned 2:34 in Berlin only a matter of a month and a half ago. Won that 1,500 metres here tonight as well. So unsurprising to see the calibre with Vanessa Wilson going around once more. She's going to lead out a group of juniors behind her there. This next pack behind this leading trio is certainly the one to watch here at the moment. If they can get themselves on the back of Alexandra Schultz, they'll put themselves in a really good position to be able to switch off in the medium part of this race. So they make their way down here through the first kilometre. It's 3:09 on the clock at the moment. Wilson just happy to lead them all the way through here. We'll listen out for this kilometre split. It's 3:17 through the first kilometre. This next group now can sense that they need to get on this original front group. So still leading it out. Behind there nicely is Gertler. She really hasn't had to move all that much from behind the pacemaker's shoulder. This group of three might quickly become potentially a group of seven if they can just get on the back of this lead, although it is starting to shift through the gears here in the middle section, or approaching the middle section of this women's A3000. So have a watch of Vanessa Wilson out in front. We'll see how far she decides to go along for. Tucked in behind, I've mentioned, is Natasha Gertler. This group of three just seems to ramp it up ever so slightly each lap. They're just going to go with the pace and go with the pace. It's an intentional move here by Vanessa Wilson to just start to crank it up and maybe just push it out a little bit faster than what they were anticipating. So our group out in front looking really good. Wilson checks the watch, make sure she's right on where she needs to be. Tucked in behind there still is Gertler. On the outside, a little bit wider, is Rice. And also behind them there is Alexandra Schultz, or it could be Phelan. We'll get it as it comes through here. It is Schultz. So this trio out there, Phelan not far behind, all the Shackloth as well right behind them there. In the Mentone colours too is Tilly Williams, and of Box Hill, a little bit further back is Amelia Morton. So this group now, all the Shackloth, the one to move around and try and get on the back of this leading trio. The rest of them make their way down the start-finish line again. But this group of three out in front might just have a few extra athletes join them up this back straight. So it's still Vanessa Wilson leading it out from Natasha Gertler, Alexandra Schultz, and also Bridget Rice. It's all a Shackloth. Now just starting to make her way up this back straight. Sort of stuck in no woman's land at the moment, but has managed to gap the group behind her here. Just needs to try and attach if she can. Vanessa Wilson still leading them out. Might see a slight change in this initial leading group out in front. Still tucked behind there is Natasha Gertler. And just looking so comfortable as well right behind the pacemaker, it must be said. Is now moving around on the outside is Bridget Rice. So has been a well and true train just on this line here at the moment. But now Rice just wants to get out to that outside of lane number one and just start to make her presence felt. And more than just that, she'll just start to creep up and really start to ignite this pace. So it's still Vanessa Wilson out in front. Looking really good at doing that as well. Tucked in behind there is Gertler. Now on the outside shoulder we mentioned is Rice. And still on that rail position, looking really comfortable, Schultz. All the Shackloth put in a big effort to get towards this front pack. Still pushing hard. That group behind there of three, still moving. As our next two come through the start-finish line and a few behind from there. So they make their way around here at the moment. It'll be the 2 kilometre marker. They'll have one more to go. As they get to this 200-metre marker up this back straight, Vanessa Wilson signifies her job is done. A phenomenal performance there. As now this leading trio is left to themselves. So she's been right behind the pacemaker as Natasha Gertler. Now she faces the front of this field. 6:41 it is through this 2 kilometre marker. So this group of three is just starting to string out, and it's going to be Gertler who wants to ask the early questions. Rice still tucked in behind there. Williamstown, Schultz in third. All the Shackloth in fourth, a bit further back. And the leading, or the next group of three, I should say, is a good 30 metres behind from there. So this leading trio still out in front. No change in position, although it's starting to stretch a little bit here for Collingwood's Natasha Gertler. So she's going to put her foot down. It's now going to be from Williamstown, Alexandra Schultz, who wants to get after it. 800 metres to go. That's 2 laps of the athletics track. All the Shackloth comes through now as well. This next group might just have to try and work together if they can. It's failing out in front. On the shoulder there is Williams, and so too of Box Hill. It is Amelia Morton, but out in front at the moment, one thing's for sure, Natasha Gertler wants to run fast. Rice behind her there. It's still Yarra Rangers, or so I should say, it's Rice in third and Alexandra Schultz in second. So Schultz will sit behind Gertler, Rice there in third, all the Shackloth in fourth, and this next group still charging up behind them there. More Box Hill behind as they make their way down here with 800 metres to go. 8:02, 8:03 on the clock. And they've got about 550 metres left of racing. So it's a race in two here at the moment. Although I shouldn't write off the likes of Bridget Rice in third position. But these two out in front look like they're about to get into a ding-dong battle for the championship here of the Box Hill Twilight 3,000 metres. So Gertler has known nothing but the rail in the lead of this race. Behind her there, Williams has put on constant pressure in this 3,000. This last 400 is going to be an absolutely barnstorming finish. 8:37 it is on the clock. Rice sitting here in third, a little bit of work to do to get up on this leading two. It's now going to start to move. Is Gertler on the rail, but Williams now has just been biding her time. We'll see what the athlete of Williamstown has. All the Shackloth now comes down with 400. The next group of three comes down with 400. But up this back straight, you cannot put a piece of paper between these two out in front at the moment. It's Natasha Gertler leading it out from Alexandra Schultz. In fact, it's Schultz now from Gertler. So she'll have to try and respond here now, Gertler, for the first time this evening. Schultz has stood there and waited her time. Rice still sitting in third. Shackloth in fourth. That group of three behind her starting to move, but it has all been the work of Alexandra Schultz in this last lap. In fact, this last 100 metres particularly, she has put her foot down and stamped her authority on this women's 3,000. Watch the clock. At 9:37 it is. Could go under, should go under that 10-minute marker. And it is going to be Alexandra Schultz of Williamstown. She waited and waited and waited, and now she's executed. And she'll take out this 3,000 metres. Watch the clock. Gertler has been brave. 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. We just on that 10-minute marker. Rice comes through for third as well. Phenomenal performance there, it has to be said, from Gertler. Just went out and left nothing to chance. As now we see the rest of our field make their way down. It's Morton who's going to take it out here from Williams. Shackloth brave to try and go at that leading trio. And here comes Phelan, 10:19, 10:20 on the clock for this group. As the rest of our women's A3000 will come down and round it out for their evening of racing here at the Box Hill Twilight. Still 10:30 on the clock, so they'll get under that 10:40 marker, this next group. Congratulations, just on it here. 10:39 unofficially. It's our final two competitors come down in this women's A3000 metres here at Box Hill. Charging down all under 11 minutes here this evening as well. So great racing for our women's A3000 metres.